understand.
Hello,
Sometimes,
hello, hello, and thank you all for tuning in today on the Keys to Success Show. It is your girl, Miss Lee, coming to you live from the Keys to Success Show, where we bring you local business professionals and entrepreneurs to discuss some of their keys to success in their business and in their life. Today, it is my absolute pleasure to welcome to the show Miss Sierra Nicole, full-time real estate entrepreneur, business professional, mom, superwoman, powerhouse. She inspires women. She does a lot of great things, and I'm super excited to have her on the show today. If you would please take a moment and introduce yourself to our viewers.
yes, absolutely. Thank you so much again for having me on here. That was an amazing intro.
Thank you.
My name is Sierra Nicole. I am a 23-year-old serial entrepreneur. I'm based out of Dallas, Texas. I do a couple of things. I have a trucking company here in Texas. I also invest in real estate. And I'm a huge advocate for financial literacy. So a lot of my content and things I do within the community are just educating our youth and educating our community on financial literacy and education about real estate and entrepreneurship. I'm also a member of the Collective movement, where we help build up other entrepreneurs and business owners, help them create their brand, as well as build digital products for their business.
Wow, that is phenomenal. So on a regular basis, because that was just so you have the trucking company, real estate, financial literacy, and the collective movement. How did you get started in all this? Because I know, I mean, I hear a lot. I've watched some of your lives, and you're like, I'm 23 and I'm making it happen. How did you get started on this journey to be an entrepreneur?
Right. So I was not always entrepreneur. So I grew up in Arizona in a town
Mhm.
called Gilbert, Arizona.
Okay.
And I don't know if anybody who's watching is familiar with Arizona, but there's not a lot of people who look like me. Right. So I really struggled through school with like my self esteem. I didn't like the way that I looked. I didn't like my skin. So I was kind of like the outcast at school. I
Mm.
was that kid who, would eat lunch in the bathroom by themselves because I didn't want to be seen, alone, right? I just felt so
Wow.
out of place. But I always excelled academically because education was something that, my family pushed on me from a very young age, letting me know that, this is the key to success. Like, you have to be educated, you have to go get your degree. So I went to college, and when I got to college, I'm sure you guys know how that is. You're starting to grow up, you have more freedom. I started to get involved with the wrong crowd, right? I was doing things that I shouldn't have been doing, wasn't going to class, just trying to fit in, right? Because, like I said before, I was always the outcast. So I was trying to do anything that I could to fit in.
Yeah.
But I knew that I wanted success and I knew that I wanted more. I just didn't know how to get there. And as I was going to school, I was at my junior year, and I just felt like this wasn't the right path for me.
Right.
And so I actually dropped out of college, and I woke up one day and just up and moved to Dallas, Texas. So I hopped in my 2001 Honda Accord. It
Wow.
had about how it made it here. I have no idea. That car had like 300,000 miles on it. But I
Wow.
hopped in the car. Yeah, I drove 15 hours to Dallas. And that's really where I started my entrepreneurial journey with my he's now my fiance, but we had the trucking company, and I actually lived in the semi truck with him,
Wow.
learning the business. Yeah, I was booking loads. I was helping with maintenance. It was tough. It was definitely tough because at that time you really didn't have a lot of money. All the money was going right back into the business, but that was really my first taste of entrepreneurship. And it was really hard some days. Some days we didn't have anything to eat. But I just knew my vision. I knew my vision was going to be more impactful than the things that I was going through. And so that, like I said, that's really how I got started. I kind of just woke up one day and said, you know what, I need something new. I need to get uncomfortable. I need a new life. And so that's how I became an entrepreneur.
Wow. So during all that, I mean, to take the plunge and say, I'm going to be done with college. I'm going to take this leap of faith. And I mean, did you know exactly what you wanted to do, or you just knew this wasn't it? I'm done, and it's time to start something new.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I didn't know what the future held. I didn't know, how am I going to achieve these visions that I have for myself.
Mm.
I knew that what I was doing was not it. I just knew that wasn't the path. And so I started learning about manifestation and the law of attraction and how powerful our words are.
Right.
And so my last few months that I was in school, I was kind of practicing things like that and working on my mindset. But I
Right.
just didn't know, like, how can I get out of this cycle, right? Because it's difficult to see things from the outside when you're in it. So I
Right.
wasn't sure. But my fiance really kind of introduced me to the entrepreneurship world, and from then I was hooked.
Wow, that is amazing. So then you move to Dallas, Texas. You're in the semi, and you're like, I'm all in. Like school is a wrap. It didn't really fit with your vibration. You said, I'm not doing this. I'm going to move forward with my passion. How did that turn into the CEO of Financially Lit and all of that? How did that manifest from that point?
Yeah, absolutely. So we were in the truck for it was several months.
Right.
Living out of the truck. I was also pregnant at the time.
Wow.
And so when we finally got settled down and like to an apartment, finally got a place, I actually ended up working a job. I worked two jobs. I worked at Kroger and I worked as an admin at a firm.
Wow.
And I was doing it because I had to, but I was studying, I was reading books, like Think and Grow Rich, how the game of life and how to play it while I was at work. And so finally one day, I was 9 months pregnant, like about to give birth basically. And I remember I was at work and I wasn't feeling well. I was having contractions and things like that.
Wow.
Had a panic attack at work, which is something that has never happened to me before. They have to call the medics and everything.
Wow.
And after everything was over, my boss had asked me, well, I still need you to stay for the rest of your shift.
Wow.
And to me, something kind of clicked. That was kind of like the light bulb. Like, I have to do something different. And so that was my very last day ever working a 9 to 5,
Wow.
ever. And so after I had my daughter, I started getting into real estate outside of, obviously we were running the trucking company. I was doing the back end paperwork here at home. I started wholesaling real estate, learning about the real estate industry and the market here in Dallas. Then I got into Airbnbs, so I shifted into that market. And then I realized, a lot of people can achieve their financial goals or financial success. It's just,
Wow.
especially within our culture, we just don't have the education.
Mm.
So that's why I started making content. I started doing videos. I don't know if for the people who may or may not know me, I do a lot of educational, like TikTok videos on TikTok. I just started being very passionate about educating our community, and that's how the Financially Lit came about. That's why I'm a part of the collective movement, to be able to teach and help other people achieve their dreams and get into entrepreneurship and learn about investing, because this is something that they do not teach in school, but it's absolutely imperative for our success.
Absolutely, absolutely, 110%. So what exactly is Financially Lit? Is it a program? What can you explain to our viewers what is Financially Lit and how they become financially lit?
Yeah, absolutely. So financially lit, it's a term that we had just kind of come up with because, as you know, we like to be entertained, right? We like things
Right.
that are fun, funny. We like music, right? We like movies, things like that. We like to be entertained. And
Right.
so financially lit stands for financially literate, but
Mm.
the term lit is kind of like the hip term. I don't know, I sound kind of old. But financially lit. And so we figured that if we can take financial literacy and financial education and spin it to something that is entertaining and educational at the same time. I learned that, especially within our culture, sometimes you have to meet people where they are, right?
Right.
So if I'm sitting here talking about, assets and liabilities and things like that, just having conversation, no, they're gonna be like, okay, this is boring. I don't want to listen to a video about, these financial terms. But if I
Right.
put them on a video of me doing TikTok dances, people will pay attention and people then start asking me questions. Well, what is that? So you have to draw their attention. And so it's a brand. We have merchandise. We are coming out with different programs. Right now we're working on a curriculum to teach youth about financial literacy, because right now everyone's kind of doing the homeschool thing because of the situation that's going on. So we're working on curriculum to put out for children. Our goal is to really educate, and we had some speaking engagements set up until the world kind of shut down. But our goal is really just a brand to educate our community.
I love it. I love it. That is so powerful. I mean, financial literacy in the community and then incorporating the cool feel to it, absolutely genius. And thank you so much for doing that for the community. I mean, it really is important. I was actually talking to my daughter about that the other day, just the importance of just having those conversations, especially with the youth when it comes to things like you said that you may not learn in school, So thank you so much for doing that. Let's talk a little bit more about the collective movement. You said so that you have the financially lit, but you also now a part of the collective movement. What exactly is the collective movement?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I don't know if you guys who are watching. So my sister, my business partner, Nicole, she is the one who came up with this concept, the collective movement, and she brought all of us together. And our goal is to impact our community and really help develop other business owners.
Wow.
We realize that there's a lot of power in entrepreneurship and business ownership, and if we really want to make a change within the world, we have to start controlling more of the market, right? And so we're helping business owners develop their brand, develop digital products, start their actual business with their LLC or their corporation, build business credit. It really kind of gave them like a starter kit, a step by step process of how to thrive and how to grow their business. Even despite everything that's going on, we've had members thriving right now.
Wow, that is phenomenal. So someone where they're just starting can join the collective movement, and you can take them kind of from not knowing how to put it all together to here's your product, this is your brand, this is what you're doing, run with it.
Absolutely. And they'll have a digital product just to go along with that as well. So.
Wow, that is phenomenal. So, and how long is the turnaround time from start to when it's complete? And I guess I'm sure that depends on each brand.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we can, like, as they say, you can lead the horse to water, but you can't force him to drink, right? So
Yeah,
we give you all the information, but if you don't take action, you won't see any progress. So we've had members who have taken action right away.
right.
We've had members who, that first week started making money
Wow.
within their business because they got everything set up. So it's really going to depend on the person. But we try to motivate, we try to educate, and we try to inspire them to see, this is possible. You just have to kind of put in that work.
Right, you got to put it in. Wow, that's amazing. So you, with the collective movement, I mean, you partnered up with some powerhouse women to really just bring that knowledge to the forefront to say, hey guys, we're doing it. This is how we're doing it. And surrounding yourself with other like-minded business professionals to say, let's show the world, let's show other women. And is it for women and men, or it doesn't matter? As long as you want to kind of be inspired to start a business, you can join the collective movement.
Yeah, absolutely. It's for both men and women. We actually have quite a few men in the program who are doing awesome.
Wow.
But yeah, for both men and women, anyone who is just needs that guidance, because our thing is, your network is your net worth.
Mhm.
And the more that I grow within my entrepreneurship, journey, the more that seeps true. And so we want people to be able to be a part of our network and to learn from us and to help them grow, and to have that guidance. Because sometimes you can have the vision, you can have the ambition, but if you don't have that guidance and the steps to actually take to get there, you'll be going, you'll be running nowhere fast. And so our goal is to kind of just really bring that guidance to people, so that they don't have to go through the mistakes and bump their heads like we did.
Fantastic. And how can our viewers who would like to join the collective movement, how would they sign up? Where's the best place for them to go?
Yeah, you can. I have the link actually on my website. So you can either go to the collective movement, the collective-movement.com, or you can go to my website, sierranicoleofficial.com, and you can find the link there as well.
Okay, awesome. And what I'll do too for the viewers who are watching is I'll get that link and I'll actually attach it to this video so that they're able to go right directly to it when they're watching it. So that'll be awesome. All right, so you've got the CEO of Financially Lit, the collective movement, and you're doing real estate investing. So tell us a little bit about, like, how do you make it all happen? What are some of your keys to managing so many different things in your business?
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely not easy, especially right now. I'm still building up my team.
Right.
But the number one thing that I've learned is that having a team is everything. You cannot do it alone. I know sometimes, especially as entrepreneurs, we get caught up in, I want to be self made. I made it here, on my own and have any help. You need help, and that's okay. It's okay to say that you need help. You have to build a team. You have to surround yourself with people who have skill sets that you necessarily do not have, or people who are maybe in positions that you aspire to be in. You have to build a team. That's really the number one thing that I've learned throughout this journey.
Wow, that is powerful. So have a solid team around you, and say, and be okay with saying, you know what, I may not know how to do this, but someone else may do, hire up, as they say, hire up someone who may be better at doing a certain thing and surround yourself with greatness. That is absolutely amazing advice. So on to this real estate. You're into real estate investing. How did you get started with real estate investing, and what are you currently doing when it comes to real estate?
Yeah, absolutely. So, back when I was working that last job that I ever had, I started doing a little bit of research. I grew up around real estate. My mother, she is a real estate real estate agent
Right,
for most of my life. So I knew about real estate, but I just didn't know about the investing realm of it. I knew I didn't want to be a real estate agent, but I knew, after doing a bunch of research that people really have built wealth through real estate. So I
right,
started doing some research. I was considering getting my license, and I came across a term called, wholesaling. I was like, what is this? Right. So, of course, I went to YouTube University, just like everybody else.
right,
And I did some research, and I was like, wow, like, is this even real? Is it legal? Like, it almost seemed too good to be true.
right,
And so I did research, read a few books, and just put it to the test. I ended up closing a few deals. I was like, wow, this is real. And I realized that I would have to focus on real estate if I really wanted to achieve the type of wealth that we are working towards. And so
right,
I started wholesaling, and then I got into the Airbnb realm. So right now, I don't really wholesale anymore. My primary focus is just building an Airbnb business. I have several units here in the downtown Dallas area. Yeah, and so right now, obviously, everything going on, it's been a little crazy. But I do have some awesome things coming up, which I haven't necessarily announced just yet. But
right,
for the Dallas area, we do have some amazing things. I'm working on getting into real estate development. So I have some awesome projects that are going to be announced here. Like I said, my goal is just to educate and create opportunities for people within our community, because that's so important. That's kind of what I'm working on right now.
awesome, awesome stuff. I want to kind of go back to when you said you were in the truck and you were coming along and you first moved to Texas. You said you were reading a lot when you were pregnant at your job and all of that. How important is it to read and educate yourself? I know you said you got into the law of attraction. For our viewers, how important is it, and how important has it been for you to incorporate the law of attraction, to incorporate the reading aspect of things into your life?
It has been everything. It honestly has been everything. So when it comes to the law of attraction, that's something that I believe that happens whether you are aware of it or not. No matter what your religious beliefs are, even if you are, a firm believer of the Bible and a Christian believer, you know that the Bible says life and death is in the power of your tongue.
Yeah,
Even if you're not, some people believe in the universe, you know what I mean. The law of attraction still applies. So
yeah,
that has been everything, really. Some things that I have achieved, I don't know how necessarily it came about. What I do is I write down all my goals on my bathroom mirror so I can see it every day, because there's power in not only speaking, but there's also power in writing things down.
right.
And my very start of my, so I guess, social media journey. So I was going through actually postpartum depression.
Mm,
I was having a really, really hard time. And I needed something to kind of uplift myself. And I knew that I needed to get into the social media world. I'm a naturally very shy and reserved person. So I decided to kind of get uncomfortable and put myself out there. I started a 30-day self affirmation challenge where every day for 30 days, I posted a video of myself saying self affirmations to myself. So I was saying, Sierra, you are amazing. You are successful. You are great. Everything you touch turns to gold. I was doing videos like that for 30 days. And I'm
wow,
telling you, from day one to day 30, I was a completely different person. And
wow,
so, yeah, that's when I realized, this is real. And the things that I say, they have power. And so I can truly create and manifest the life that I want just by speaking things into existence. And then, of course, putting the action behind it. But first, you have to train that mindset. And that comes from really believing that you are successful. And so, to me, manifestation, the law of attraction, I give huge credit to where I am today, and where I plan on going in the future.
wow. That is amazing. So you were nervous about social media,
Yeah.
and you're like, you know what? Forget about my nerves. I'm going to move forward anyway, and I'm going to face that fear to say, this is not going to stop me. Let me log in. Let me, go live and start to speak the affirmations to myself
Right.
and inspire the world while I'm doing it.
Right.
Wow,
Absolutely. Yeah.
that
And
is
it was
absolutely
tough. I know the first few live videos that I did on Facebook, I was literally sweating in the Facebook. live because I was so nervous. I was so worried about what people would think of me. Do I look okay? But I realized, whoever is meant to hear the message that I have to give will be here to hear it. Whether they, some people may like it, some people may love it. I just can't worry about the negative side of it.
Right.
I just have to do my part and know that there's somebody going to be impacted by it. So that's why I was able to overcome that. And like I said, saying those self affirmations every day for 30 days, that was really the turning point of my life, really, and just changed everything for me.
Right. And so, would you advise someone who's feeling that way? They're nervous about social media, but they may feel like they have something to give to the world. Would you advise them to say some affirmations and come up with the affirmations and do the same thing?
Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely recommend anybody, whether you don't necessarily have to do the videos like I did,
Right.
and put them online, but you can say them to yourselves. Go into the mirror, say some self affirmations. It really does something to your mental. It starts to
Wow.
really train your mindset, so that you start looking at things with abundance, right, and with positivity, with light. So yeah, anyone who is struggling, I say just do it. Put yourself out there. There are always going to be negative feedback from people. Some people may not like what you're doing or your content, but that's okay because for every negative person, there are 100 more positive people who absolutely love what you're doing. So anyone
Right.
who is nervous to get out there, I say just go for it. Get uncomfortable, and I promise you, once you're done, you'll feel so good and accomplished afterwards.
Wow. That is absolutely great advice. And then especially, hey, if you don't want to post it, like you said, don't post it, but record yourself doing that for 30 days. I mean, that's the first time I've heard something like that. I think that's absolutely phenomenal advice to give to someone to just speak life into themselves because, like you said, words are so powerful.
Yeah.
So that's really, really great advice. But so you have the affirmations, and you said with reading. Do you currently read a lot, or would you advise people read, continue to read great content?
Yes, I would absolutely definitely recommend for anybody, whether you are just starting your entrepreneur journey or you've been an entrepreneur for a few years and looking to level up. Um, they say that secrets of success are hidden in books. So a lot of people don't even pick up the books.
Right.
You have to start reading. Like I said, books like Rich Dad Poor Dad really helped me out in the beginning. The Game of Life and How to Play It. Anything by Napoleon Hill. Um,
Mhm.
is amazing, especially if you're trying to learn more about how to manifest the life that you want. Those are really good books. 10X by Grant Cardone. He
Mhm.
has some pretty good philosophies as well. So I definitely recommend reading, just to be able to learn from other people's experiences and people who have already reached success. You can really learn through books. It's just a lot of people just don't even pick them up.
Right. How how important is it to have a mentor? Because I know you said you have the partnership with women, but how important is it, would you say, to have a mentor and to have someone who's achieved the things that you may not have achieved or things like that, or even just to have other surrounding yourself with people who are doing other things and not just kind of okay with the way life is?
It's extremely important. It is extremely important to have either some type of mentor, like you said, surround yourself with people who are at levels that you're achieving to get to.
Right.
Um, we don't know all the answers. It's impossible. And sometimes you don't know what you don't know. So a mentor or someone that you can look up to can help shorten that learning curve. Right.
Right.
So something that would have maybe taken you 5 years to learn, now it's only taking you 1 year, right? So it can really allow you to achieve much more in a shorter period of time. Of course, you're still going to struggle and go through things and bump your head, but it's minimizing those failures that you don't necessarily have to go through. So I think it's
Right.
very important for anyone. And especially with surrounding yourself with the right type of people, you are the sum of the 5 people that are closest to you, right? So you
Yeah.
can't expect to reach $1 million if the people that you're surrounding yourself with don't have that mindset or haven't achieved it or not even trying to achieve it. So we have to start surrounding ourselves with people with the same mindset. And one thing that I do want people to know with the entrepreneur journey, you are going to lose some people. Not
Yeah.
everyone is going to be able to come with you because not everyone is going to have that mindset and understand your vision. But that's just really a part of the process and a part of the journey. And if you want this bad enough, you'll be willing to make that sacrifice.
And when you lose people, you gain new people. So
Absolutely.
that's the win. It's like maybe it's best that you do lose those people because the aftermath of all the greatness that comes from it is usually really awesome.
Absolutely.
That's fantastic. So on top of all of this, like you said, when you were going to work, you were pregnant at the time. So now you're a mom and
Yes.
doing everything that you do currently. Tell us a little bit about being a mom and incorporating business into that. I know I've seen your daughter wearing the financially lit shirt. How important is it to incorporate family into business?
It's everything. It is everything. My fiance and I, we really run our relationship and our family. We see it as a business, right? So everyone has their roles. And so our plans are to be able to pass down not only our businesses, not only our real estate, but our knowledge down to our kids so that they can continue their journey. We don't want them to start where we started. We want them to start where we left off. So
Mm,
it's very, very important because I see our kids as our heirs. They are going to get our assets, once we're gone.
right.
So to me, building this empire is greater than just myself. I'm trying to think generations ahead. So it's very, very important to pass these things down and to show them, not only just tell them, but show them so that as they're growing up, this is just a normal lifestyle to them.
Wow, that is genius. So you incorporate your children into like the real estate aspect of it and all of it so that they can kind of see, hey, look at what mom and dad are doing. And if
Right.
they're doing it, this is, kids look and they do what we do, even though we say they do exactly what we do. So you're showing them, hey, I'm committed. This is what our lifestyle is. Being financially lit is what is important. And that's something that's being ingrained in them as they grow.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's so important. Because, like I said, this is something that's not taught in schools. So I feel like it's definitely our responsibility to make sure our kids have the knowledge and the resources so that they can thrive once they reach that adult period.
Wow, super powerful stuff. I want to thank you for taking time out of your afternoon to be on the Keys to Success show and just with sharing with our viewers some of your keys to success in your business and in your life. For our viewers, I know you mentioned it earlier. What is the best way to get a hold of you and best contact information for you?
Yeah, absolutely. So you guys can find me on Facebook under Sierra Nicole. I'm also on Instagram and TikTok under Sierra Nicole Official. And then, of course, my website is sierranicoleofficial.com. On my website, you can find ways to contact me. You can also find any courses that I have. I'm getting ready to do a live masterclass, well, a live virtual masterclass about how to start your own trucking business on July 24th. So you can find everything on my website. If you're interested in the collective movement, you can find that there too. So sierranicoleofficial.com.
Oh, wow. Thank you, guys. And really quick, I want to touch on the trucking. You said you have a live masterclass coming, and I don't think we touched on that a bit. Tell us a little bit about that trucking business and exactly what you guys will be showing or teaching the people who tune in.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like I said before, the trucking industry is really how I got my first taste of entrepreneurship.
Right.
With that, I was really kind of just thrown in it. Like I said, I lived in the semi truck with my fiance. He was a driver, but I was kind of doing the back end of the business, and we kind of developed a system that worked for us in our business. And we now have two semi trucks, and so now we are teaching people how to start their own trucking business.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I said, that the trucking industry has created a lot of opportunities for me. It allowed me to stay home with my daughter and grow these other brands and businesses. It allowed me to build business credit. I was able to get, we have two vehicles under our business because we built business credit through that business. And so I want to be able to teach people how to get into this industry. A lot of times you realize you're missing out on opportunities because especially within our culture, people are teaching us to go just start certain type of businesses, right? Just go start a t-shirt line, go, start a makeup line, go
Right.
do things like that. But there's a lot of opportunity for us in grants. And contracts for people of color who are in the transportation industry and manufacturing industries, things like that. And so my goal is just to educate them so that we can start getting, more of this market share because there's a lot of money out there. So we give you the step by step of how to start your trucking business, how to get equipment, how to set up your business properly, how to name your business. I mean, from start to finish, everything that's involved with being in this industry.
Wow. Well, I mean, that is some powerful stuff, especially now where people are transitioning into different jobs and different types of opportunities. So, anyone who's interested in joining that, definitely tune in to Sierra Nicole. And the fact that you partner up with your fiance. I know on our show in the beginning of Keys to Success, we had a lot of partnerships and the importance of being a power couple. You guys are an absolute amazing demonstration of what a true power couple is. You're working together. You said he was driving the truck and you're in the back making sure the paperwork and everything's in order. So,
Right.
many blessings to you both on your union because you work well together. And that's so important in business and in life. So definitely for the people that are tuning in, if that's something that you want to learn, definitely tune in on that. And I want to ask you, how important is it having that spouse that you can work well with and be on the same page when it comes to your goals and your business and everything that you have going on?
Yeah, it's been. I feel like it's very, very important.
Yeah,
Especially when you are planning on, building a life together, raising children together. You have to be on the same page,
right.
right? So if one person has that entrepreneur spirit and the other person maybe just does not believe that, it's going to be hard to grow,
Right.
right? So we're able to really grow together because we both have that same vision and the same goals. We both know our roles within our business. We both have different skill sets, right? And so we're able to really complement each other. So it's really important to have a partner who is able to help you grow and support you, and maybe times where you're not at your best, and vice versa. That's so, so important within this journey.
Wow, amazing stuff. Well, thank you again for tuning in on the Keys to Success show. It's been such a blessing to have you on the show. I know I've been reaching out like, Sierra, we would love to have you. So it's been such a pleasure to have you on the show today. Thank you to our viewers for tuning in today on the Keys to Success show. Remember, we are live every Tuesday and Thursday at 12 noon, where we interview local business professionals and entrepreneurs to discuss some of their keys to success in their business and in their life. Sierra, thank you again for tuning in. And everyone, definitely go check out all the amazing things that Miss Sierra Nicole has going on. It sounds absolutely phenomenal. You keep going and keep thriving. And many blessings to you and your family.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I'm so glad I finally was able to get on here. I love what you're doing. You're providing, this inspiration and this education and information for people who are tuning in. So what you're doing, does not go unnoticed. So I definitely appreciate me bringing me on your platform to help, just bring some value to your audience.
Yes, thank you so very much. Well, until next time, guys, we will see you. And thank you again, Sierra. Have a beautiful afternoon.
Yeah, you too.
All right, bye-bye, guys.